Cool. Want to thank the media and everyone for being flexible as we try to continue to provide our weekly updates while also staying safe and having the social distancing. Sorry, I'm getting a call at the worst time ever. Thank you guys for being in this location and finding us today. I wanted to start off by just talking about our public works and how this week we had a proclamation at our city council meeting acknowledging our National Public Works Week. Our public works employees are really amazing and are working behind the scenes to keep our city running smoothly during this time of crisis. In particular, I just was told that they were able to remove all the sand about 2 weeks early off our streets. So as many of you know, during the winter months when we have ice on the roads or snow, we put sand on the roads to make sure that it's safe to drive. However, in the summer months, we have to clean that sand off the roads so that it's not a hazard to cyclists or people on mopeds and motorcycles. So our fine people at the Public Works Department actually are 2 weeks ahead on cleaning up those roads and making it safer for our folks. So just want to again thank them and recognize them again this week or now and bring attention to the proclamation that we read honoring them earlier on Tuesday. So with that, we are continuing our plans for reopening City Hall. We're doing so in a measured approach to make sure that we have the safety of our citizens at the forefront, but also making sure that we add Sorry, it looks like. All right, I'm good. Sorry, that was my one of the people who work in the office. I didn't know if maybe I was in trouble. So, anyways, we want to make sure that we not only open the city safely, but also get back to providing the services that people expect from us. So with that, the next week we are planning to open our municipal court. So for all those who are interested in coming in and paying your parking tickets and other services, of course, we will have that open next week. So just to get some information about the details for that, I'd like to introduce Judge Jennifer Jones, and also, this isn't Jennifer Jones, this is Nathan Emery, who is also the municipal court administrator to answer any questions. Is the judge with you today? Or
she's not able to.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Well,
thank you, Mr.
Go
Mayor.
ahead and handle it then.
Well, thank you. So the court is reopening, and we're excited to do that and provide that very important service to this community. One thing that's really important to know and understand is that every court date has changed. Because of this crisis and because of changes in our dockets, every court date that had been scheduled in the past and in the future has changed to fit new docketing structures. So it's really important that everyone go to wichita.gov/court to check their court date, make sure that they know when and where they are supposed to be. We're going to be doing quite a few hearings over the next couple of weeks, and we've also changed trial schedules to accommodate socially distanced court. And so all of our court settings will be socially distant. There are seating locations in each courtroom so that people will know where they are supposed to sit and keep them safe while taking care of their court business. Additionally, probation will be moving to virtual reporting. Anyone who's on probation with the city should be reached out to by a probation officer to schedule a meeting with them using Microsoft Teams. If people are unable to utilize that technology, they can still come into our office and we will have a virtual reporting station for them to use, so they will still be able to meet with their probation officer regardless of their ability to use technology. We will be expanding our walk-in docket to allow people to take care of their warrants that may have occurred due to all of the changes in our calendar and in our docketings. To take advantage of that, please do call the court at 316-268-4611 to get a slot. We'll be doing 10 people per slot, 3 slots per day for the first week and a half that we begin court. And so from the 27th on, and then for the following week, we'll be doing those expanded walk-in dockets to help people take care of their warrants. And so if they call the court, they will be able to be put in one of those 10 slots, and that will occur on the 3rd floor near our stairs and elevator. So folks will be able to take care of that. Our customer service windows will be open, and so people can come in and take care of their costs and fines at the windows with cash if that's their payment of choice. Of course, we encourage them to use our phone and web system to use their credit cards and reduce the traffic here and increase their safety. Masks will be required for every court setting, and so if you do not have a mask, one will be provided, but it must be worn. But we're seeking to provide all these services in the safest way possible. So we expect it to work out pretty well.
Thank you. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Nathan. So with that, I do want to remind everyone that throughout all of our city facilities, we will be asking people to wear masks. If you don't have a mask, then we'll be able to provide you one. And want to make sure that we do our part in eliminating the spread of the coronavirus. With that, I want to introduce our library communications specialist, Sean Jones, who's here to update us on the reopening details of the library. As you know, we have our curbside pickup that started last week, and now we are transitioning to the next phase. So, Sean.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. My name is Sean Jones, Communications Specialist for the Wichita Public Library. I have a lot of information, so bear with me. Beginning Tuesday, May 26th, Wichita Public Library locations will reopen to the public with limited in-person services. The following services will be offered during this time. Customers can still pick up holds through the curbside service, drive-up window service, or inside library locations with staff assistance. Public computing and Wi-Fi services will be offered with limited seating capacity. Print, copy, and fax services will be provided, and Book a Librarian technology help by appointment only will be available at the Advanced Learning Library. During this time, parts of each library location will be blocked from public use. Customers will not be able to browse materials on shelves. Library staff will provide a concierge service to retrieve materials for customers. Collaboration rooms will be taken out of service. The research pavilion at the Advanced Learning Library will be closed during this time. Children's areas at all locations will also be closed during this time, and furniture will be rearranged or removed to encourage social distancing. The following safety protocols will be enforced. Customers and staff are required to wear a face covering. Face covering should not be placed on young children aged 2 and younger, anyone who has trouble breathing, or is unable to remove the mask without assistance. Floor markers will be added to high traffic areas to facilitate social distancing. Building capacity limits for each location will be reduced to reflect social distancing guidelines within the limited areas open for public use. A few other things to note. The first hour of operation, Monday through Saturday at all locations, will be reserved for vulnerable populations. This includes seniors, pregnant women, those with compromised immune systems, and other at-risk populations. No in-person programs, events, or meeting room rentals will take place until a later date. No materials donations will be accepted, and the Friends of the Wichita Public Library used bookstore, located inside the Advanced Learning Library, will be closed until a later date. The Wichita Public Library appreciates the attention to these important points regarding customer and staff safety and limited services. Customers may call 261-8500 during regular business hours for more information, or visit wichitalibrary.org/COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. We appreciate the update. Also want to just thank everyone who has bared with us, city, as we have gone through these different stages of reopening, trying to make sure that we provide services while being safe. We know it's not easy on people who are used to going to the library frequently and having to adjust for this. So with that, I would like to introduce our communications specialist, Megan, who's going to give us some updates on other city facilities that are opening up so that we can learn some more details.
Thank you, Mayor. We've heard from a lot of people with questions about specific facilities opening up, so we've developed a list of some of our most frequently asked questions that is available on wichita.gov/coronavirus. We've developed this gradual and safe reopening plan. It's meant to be flexible and intuitive to ensure the health and well-being of our staff and residents. I have this printed out for all of you, so if you don't get it down, that's okay. But I'm just going to run through the list right now for those who may be tuning in. So all golf courses open this weekend, May 23rd. City Hall opens May 26th. Libraries, except for the Linwood branch, open May 26th. Municipal Court, also May 26th. June 1st opens up City Arts, dog parks, Linwood Branch Library, neighborhood resource centers, park facilities, rentals, and playgrounds. Cowtown is slated to open June 2nd. Century 2 fitness centers and water center public tours resume June 15th. The Keeper Fire Pots Relit and the Mid-America All-Indian Center are slated to reopen on June 16th. The Wichita Art Museum will reopen on June 23rd, and City Hall public meetings and fire station public tours will resume July 1st. We also, like the mayor said, want everyone to be aware masks are encouraged and required in all city facilities at this time. We'll be updating this list as needed. Again, that website is wichita.gov/coronavirus. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Megan. All right, so we're closely following the guidance from the governor, the county commission, and the CDC for best practices with reopening up the city, reopening up City Hall and our facilities. I do want to make a point. I think that I could have made this more clear last week, that our timeline is for city-owned facilities. It is not to be in conflict with the governor's timeline for reopening businesses. So I feel there might have been some confusion last week by me not making that more clear. As we are, if you're a private business, and you fall under the governor's guidelines, what we are saying with our timeline doesn't affect you. It affects people who are taking advantage of our citywide services and our city-owned facilities. With that, I'd like to open up to questions.
When Century 2 opens on June 15th.
Chance, if you could raise your hand, that would, no, good.
What will that be, what kind of services will be offered there? What's the opening plan for Century 2?
That's a really good question, because I know that a lot of our shows, some of them have been postponed. So let me have a staff person jump in and be able to give you better details.
At this time, it'll be open for staff who house in Century 2, and I believe the ticketing office, I can double check on that, but like the mayor said, shows aren't expected to resume until later this summer at the earliest.
But just a kind of a footnote on Century 2, if you are someone who wants to speak in real time to the city council, and I announced this last week, you can go to Century 2. We have 2 rooms that are open with staff who will be there in security, where you can come and speak and have that broadcast to city council. So you still now, because of Century 2, have the ability to speak on topics that normally you would have to be at City Hall to speak on while we're having our normal weekly meetings. And we're able to do that while keeping proper social distancing. Again, mask is required. We want to keep our community as safe and healthy as possible. Other questions?
City council meetings, when will those be opened back up to the public as far as actually in the chambers there?
Yeah. July 1st? I know it's somewhat of a moving target, but I think July 1st is where we're at now. Of course, I do want to keep everyone posted as decisions might change, because we're on the virus's timeline. So one of the concerns I usually get with social media where people message me is, well, you're moving the goalpost, where we're supposed to open here and now you're opening here. And it's not us at the city level, it's usually what's happening at the state level with the governor's orders. But I think that the mayor gets a lot of feedback from different opinions in all levels of government. And the reality is we're trying to follow CDC and do what's the safest way forward. So make sure you check back at wichita.gov/coronavirus for the most up-to-date information, because if we were to have any type of spike in numbers or any type of health changes within our community, these dates will likely change. Our goal is first and foremost to keep Wichitans safe, to keep people healthy, and to be honest, if you look at our situation compared to other cities that we're comparable to when it comes to handling the coronavirus and as far as health statistics, Wichitans took this seriously, and we've done really well as a city, and we have to finish strong. And by doing that, we need to make sure that we are being smart and being agile, responding to the changes and as this virus progresses. And we're hoping that we keep these numbers down and that we can get back to normal faster. But if anything changes, it will be because of the progression of this virus or if anything comes from this virus that's unexpected. So please make sure you go to wichita.gov/coronavirus for those updated dates as they could change. Other questions? Go ahead, Chance.
One more question on library.
He rose his hand this time, by the way. And I'm supposed to repeat these questions. I'm trying to get better at this. So another question about the library. Go ahead.
The first hour at the library for vulnerable people, what does that entail? I mean, what are the rules for people that want to come in that first hour? What's the age that defines a senior and those kind of things?
I'm going to hand it over to Sean, who can answer that question.
So for our vulnerable populations, we're looking at 55 and older for seniors, and we'll just monitor that as people come in. We've had a lot of requests, especially for our senior population, for technology, so that's going to be kind of our prime time for them to come in and access public computing spaces. At the Advanced Learning Library downtown, we've reconfigured our conference center into a public computing station, so that's going to be separate from the rest of the library. So it's going to be a lot more safe. Does that answer everything? Okay.
All right, are there any other questions? I see none. Again, thank you guys, or thank you everyone for being so flexible during this time. I know that last week we were out in a parking lot. Before then we were in a parking garage. Now we're here. Just really want to thank members of the media who have been consistent in helping us get out this information that I think is helping the public understand not only why we're making these changes, but also what the coronavirus has had as far as an effect on our community. So thank you for being here and continuing to be here. If you have any further questions, please reach out. Thank you.